everybody. I'm Dan Lutz, and welcome to the Frontlines. In the battle against the deep state, the cabal, the Illuminonkeys, and all those that wish to enslave all of humanity for their own selfish reasons. Wow. Wow, I must say. I attended the Q&A meeting with Kim, and she went over in detail the alpha and the omega financial system. I've never, ever seen so much detail as to how the system actually operates, who's involved, how the counter checks are done along the way. It was totally amazing. So there's so much to cover in it that we're going to do it tomorrow. That being said, I did edit and take out all the questions that were not part of the financial part. So she did a whole reveal of the financial system, which would be really good for anyone who's in the financial world to see, right? Because they, especially those that say that they're the ones in power, right? They don't even understand what's going on, right? They say, well, it should be working, it should be working, it should be working. Not working. There's that counter side to them that it's not. It's countered on two levels. It's countered from front to back and back to front. It's countered from level to level on each side, always adding up to 9, which is mathematically wonderful. So, and it's also following Tesla's 369 triangle and the reverse of that, the back side of it, because there's a backside to the Tesla 369. There's a front side and a back side. So it's very interesting that it follows this whole pattern. So it was amazing. So I did edit it. It's actually done. I'm going to upload it after this. I'm going to upload it to this channel as well as to BitChute, just in case it doesn't stay on YouTube. So that being said, we will move on. Next, we've got several housekeeping things we're going to go through before we get into what is going to be kind of a camouflage version of a number 17 Any Us update. Any Us. That's kind of like that when you're invisible, you say you're that word, but you disguise it and you say Ennius. So 17 Ennius is what I'm going to be using. See, isn't it nicely camouflaged? 17 Ennius. So we're going to go into that, but we'll do all the little housekeeping. Now that's going to also include some very quick highlights on some stories, just touching on them, saying, hey, this is going on. Then we'll get into the 17 NES. All right. First of all, this program is brought to you by your donations. Through this interesting time in the world where the whole world has been shut off, I am in need of help. Today, my wife is going shopping to get groceries with what has been sent in over the last 5-6 days or so, something like that. And so we will need to build up for what is coming, which is the basic bills, which start for me around really 18th, but 20th, 21st, in that range for electricity, Wi-Fi, rent, those kind of things. So this is something that is I hope actually there may be a reason why it's unnecessary, but until that happens, I'm not sure if it happens now or if it's happening in 2 weeks. But there is it could be a month. I don't know, but there is something that we've arranged to an agreement with someone who's coming in to join us in building new paths forward. And that is involving a way of creating a new economy, an ecosystem in which we're able to also help people level with their projects, with their ways that they want to help. And we'll go over that at some point in the future. But let's say that for now, your donations are very much a very big help. Very much a very big help. Okay, so let me go over to the first things first. Also, I still am working on my Parler to build up my Parler group, though I've been a little bit lacking in it because since the Life Force app has come out, I'm checking there and there, but now it's kind of like I've got to get refocused on posting. I wasn't sure exactly where to post and what I should be posting inside the Life Force app. Meaning that how targeted must be the information, that kind of thing. So it's kind of letting it unfold a little bit. But okay, let me bring this up. Okay, there we go. So here's my Parler account. The link is down below. Please do join me there at Parler. Next, again, very quick, cover a few things. This is about the information about what's going on with Netflix. They put out this video called Cuties. Obviously, a way of preparing the narrative for legalization of pedophilia. So, that being said, let's keep a watch of how that's going. But it looks like they're going to be bringing investigations to it right now. By the way, if you had downloaded that video, Cuties, and put it on your computer, you would go to jail. How is Netflix able to put it up? That's why all assets deployed. They're all in full speed ahead. This is Glenn Beck. Very interesting video about Karl Marx and about how he dedicated communism and everything to Satan. So something I think you should definitely take a look at. Things are up and coming. So again, here's the Life Force app. This was the Q&A that went off. There is going to be a meeting, the weekly meeting, that's going to actually start basically 16 hours from now, something along those lines. So please attend that as well. Also, I want to bring up that I did watch the documentary that's here on Russell J. Gould. It's an excellent way to get yourself acquainted with syntax grammar. I think that this is very legitimate. I'm going to stop talk with you about this for a little bit. The more I look into syntax grammar, also having a math background, electronic engineer, electrical engineer, I did all the high-level math. I even delved into quantum mechanics and things of that nature. So I'm very familiar with math. Seeing the relationship between math and language in the way that they've approached it, in a difference between fact and fiction, and I would say this is the way that everything should be written when we're talking about dealing with the public. Everything should be as a matter of fact. There should be absolutely no fiction, no falsehoods, no pretends, no smoke and mirrors. And this is the stepping stone to get there, I believe. Now, all of the things that he's done in regards to capturing the flag and all the rest of that is all wonderful, right? It's basically stands there in the face of the whole false reality, the whole mirror. So imagine a Russell J. Gould standing there against the tide of a tidal wave coming at him, right? And he sees the tidal wave coming. It's building huge, giant tidal wave. Like it's 1,000 meters high. It's like apocalyptic, right? and he knows it's just an illusion, right? So that's really what we're facing. It's all been created as an illusion. It's not part of how things should be done. Now, again, there's how to have enforcement to make things happen, to where that illusion is not getting 90% of the whole population to fall in line with it, and to start following what these teachings are. So writing contracts in syntax grammar, doing things along these lines, I think is very valid. That being said, we will move on. So let's see. Okay, here we are. Now we got to what I wanted to, our 17 NES topic. Okay. I will say that the 17 maps, if you get my drift, 17 maps site that I normally look at, 17maps.pub, which is not the 17, it's that letter, that it is down again. Different message. These are alternative sites. They have a message on here that they've been completely slammed with a lot of errors and things like that because of the amount of people leaving that other site and looking for an alternative. So we're looking at one of the alternatives. There's several alternatives. Also, the original. The only problem with the original is that it's hard for people to find what people are looking for when you first make it to that site. I wish they would make a very simple link, because I've talked this through with a lot of people that tried to find it on 8kun.net, 8kun.net. So once that's, they should put a very simple button to find it as soon as you get to that web page, because people get lost. They don't know how to find it. And then once you're there, it's still a little challenging with what you're supposed to do, how to find things, because it's the way the messaging board is set up. It's a lot of hidden things, drop-down menus to find things that they don't even make sense when you drop down the menu so much. I mean, it's not 100% clear. But once you start using it, you get the knowledge of how it functions. But that being said, I'm going to go right here. Now, this is from September 8th. So this is only basically 5 days ago. And the reason why I want to go back a little bit is because this is where it says, you're witnessing, this is 4637, September 8th. You're witnessing the greatest coordinated disinformation campaign ever to be launched against the American people. Information warfare, infiltration versus invasion, insurgency, irregular warfare, Democrat efforts to regain power. Anything they can do to regain power. So I've started using this hashtag in my videos, right? To kind of look at, but they'll ban this at some point. The hashtag as soon as it's getting really easy to help find things. So now the other part of this is about the camouflage part, and the reason why I bring this is part of the information warfare. We have to use camouflage. That's why 17 NES is a way of saying it without saying it. Now, you know what I'm saying, but the AI doesn't pick up on it, right? It's hard for them to distinguish it, especially when you start having several diversions away from an original key word. It's hard to follow. It makes it difficult because it keeps branching off, and people get more creative, and that just blows the algorithms up. They can't follow it. So there's a lot of posts here that are going to talk about camouflage. That's why I'm being more. I was going to say we're just going to use the words yesterday, right? Now it's back to the camouflage, and I guess this is part of the warfare, right? So we're in it. So let's move on a little bit here. So again, this is the next one, 4638. we're referring to the same thing we just did, but and this was added. This is by an anon. We're kicking digital butt here, right? And then it's right here. It says modern day midnight riders. There's a reason why they're fighting hard to censor, defame you. So right now they're trying to paint all of the 17 NES members with the worst of the worst. You know, saying we're the swastika individuals, and I'm being camouflaged in my speech, right? Or that we're racist or so on. That's what it's all about. So anyway, this is next one is 4639. We kind of covered this already. I'm not going to go over this again, but this is really talking about the fires and who's benefiting and why they need money, right? So they're letting fires blow so they can get money from the Trump, and Trump's just saying nope, and they're freaking out. They thought they'd get the money by now. Next one, 4640. All right. So talk about General. This is a previous one about General Mathis Kelly, like master hold a town hall, right? So full MSDNC blitzkrieg, right? Known and ready. October surprise being prepped and warmed. So they're trying to ratchet up all of the narratives. They're turning the burners on low so that they can slowly start increasing the temperature over through October before the election. That's what this is all about. All assets deployed. So interesting chain of events. Weekly false attacks plus whistleblowers. False whistleblowers. Yeah, we hear the whistleblowers coming out, and Mr. Pencil Neck Shift has come out and said again about Russian collusion. Amazing, right? Where's the evidence, Mr. Shift? Shifty Shift. Okay, first, Vindman, coordinated AS whistleblower. False narrative insert. So, Ukraine Biden deflect, returning to the news. Legal? Interesting. Is that legal for them to deflect for Biden? Probably not. All right. Backroom prep. So AS, backroom prep, second whistleblower. AS. So that's Adam Schiff. Backroom prep, third whistleblower. NatSat. So national security. So Pentagon. SR 1 through 4, backroom prep, dry run campaign, refusal. So refusal to do what? So what are they going to do? They refuse to concede, maybe? All right. So USD, says it's US dollars. I don't know. I don't know. JCS. Don't know exactly what that is. So refusal to concede narrative, right? They won't concede. They're still playing their narrative. They don't let it go. Nobody's listening to them, but they're still saying exactly the same thing. Their repeated broken record, as I say, it would keep skipping and repeating the same thing over and over. Okay, challenge legally battleground in 4 states. I guess they're going to challenge that. So ballot harvesting in 4 illegally. California 1. Everything's at stake. Win by any means necessary. Plan accordingly for November. 17 NES. Next, 4641 on September 9th. So we have a picture of the flag. Now this is the Title IV flag. This is an interesting about this. Let me just take a moment to talk again about the syntax grammar. Russell J. Gould has the copyright that he's filed with the UN on the Title IV flag. That is the official flag of the United States of America. So this is being used by 17 NES. I don't know how that crosses over, but I do think that there may be something that may be prepping for this in the future, because it is all about facts that we're trying to get to. We're trying to get to reality that's about where truth is truth and lies are lies. And this is one of the ways I think we get there. All right, continuing. All right, the swamp runs deep. Sometimes you cannot tell people the truth. You must show them. Only then, at the precipice, will people find the will to change, to participate. To participate. Okay. So we had discussed also. This is a quote in that the day the Earth stood still, with Keanu Reeves being the alien came down, and he was told as an argument that this is when we actually change. This is when we're at the hey, we go take another step forward, we're done, right? We got to stop. Oh yeah, right. Really, we can't go that way anymore, and that's where we're at. We, the people, have been betrayed for a very long time. You will stand for God and country, for freedom, for humanity. Where we go one, we go all. 17 NES. 17 NES. All right, let's go to the next one. 4642. Back to the flag. Hello, sir. USA, USA, USA. Where we go one, we go all. The strongest weapon is the United States. Is a patriotic American. Okay, so this is what they fear most. This is where our strength is. Okay, 4643. Hello, Carly. Thank you and God bless. Keep charging Midnight Rider. So I believe that I heard from I think it was X22. He reported that this was, I think he said, was it Carly Q? But the 17 NES did not actually use the tweet as normal because those people are now being censored. If he basically, anything that gets posted here, it comes down. Like we saw yesterday looking at the official government website for the firefighters of California, and the report disappeared that that was a link here. It was a 404 error. Anything that this talks about now will go down. Okay. Next, 4644. So here's a couple examples. If we click on them, where they actually be there, we'll take a look. But highly coordinated, funded domestic terrorism. Feds involved, U.S. rights, don't know what that is, and surveillance. Civilian surveillance, okay. Decontrolled areas, media blackout, election gaming. All right, let's click on these, see where we go. This is the time that we were told that this was going to get pretty intense on the shadow banning, censorship, those kind of things. So we should be aware what things will make it or not. Last 24 hours in Oregon must have been unreal. Yesterday, last night, had an extremely unusual windstorm come through with miles per hour up 80 in some places overnight. It led to numerous wildfires across the state. So that's that one. Let me click on the next one. So we also discussed that people are setting these, right? That was part of the video that we did yesterday, talking about that these people are being arrested. And we can tell that this is a funded activity because it's coordinated across the entire country. There's fires. So here we go, joint team effort, WSP, Fire Department, and Puyallup PD have arrested 36-year-old Paula President. He was caught in the media with an SR-167, the Meridian setting a fire. He is currently on his way to jail. Great job, everybody. Oh, wonderful. So these have stayed up. That's good to know. Okay, next here is 4645, September 10th. What happens if 44 is actively running a shadow command and control? We know who that is, right? It's the one before Trump. So he's actively running a shadow command and control, shadow presidency operation against the current duly elected POTUS. So that itself, we did also speak about the 14th Amendment, right? This is also something about people that are coordinating the rioters, an insurgency. That these people have no rights under the Constitution. Just saying. What former mid-senator admin officials would need to be involved? Mid-senior admin officials. Which ones would need to be involved? Good question. What is the current senior administrative officials would need to be involved? So there's going to be former and current former officials that need to be involved. What key positions of power could be critical to the operation? How do you finance the operation? So we've got several links here, 3 different links. We'll go look at them in a minute. FBI mid-senior officials terminated to date. DOJ mid-senior officials terminated to date. Pentagon mid-senior officials terminated to date. NACSAT mid-senior officials terminated to date. The State Department mid-senior officials terminated to date. So we've got a lot of terminations, right, that have been taking place. The draining of the swamp going on. Continuing, Executive Office of the President, Office of the Vice President, Director of National Intel, Secretary of Defense, Secretary of State, Department of Homeland Security, Department of Treasury, U.S. Attorney, District of Columbia, Assistant U.S. Attorney, District of Columbia, U.S. Attorney, Southern District, New York, Inspector General, Intel Command, State Department Inspector General, Special Representative for Ukraine Negotiations, Ambassador to the Ukraine, Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Oh, here's an interesting one. So we've got some people leaving there. D class 1 through 99, Defense. D class 1 to 99. Now it says class, so I'm saying D class, but so maybe it's just the classification of from 1 to 9 defense, and then, so that means all of them. When they go 1 to 99, that means everybody, all levels. The importance of controlled MSM propaganda. What you see is not true. What they say is not true. Is not what you see. Importance of controlling the narrative. All assets deployed, nothing to lose. Treason, sedition, conspiracy. Right. They have to go full bore right now because they're going down. If this is the last gasp, the scratching of the nails as they're being pulled down. Right. That they can't hang on. They're going down, but they can't stop what they're doing by some miracle they're looking for, right? That will save them. They have the savior complex. All right, let's continue. Information warfare, irregular warfare, insurgency, infiltration, not invasion, clear and present danger to the United States of America, the shadow presidency of 44, prevention of the power returning to the people, power, control, prevention of accountability, prevention of transparency, war, a critical moment in time, 17 NES. Well, that's where we're at. That's why we're in the midst of this. We're hitting it hard. We're doing everything we can. If I end up doing 2 broadcasts or 3 because we got to bring up attention, please do your part and share the video. Please share the video, like it, positive comment. No negative comments needed. Audio issues aside, there's nothing I can do about it, but try to be more mindful about that. Maybe if I adjust the slider so the speakers don't get overworked because things get too odd. I'm limited in my ability to focus on that, but we've got to do what we can. Make efforts. So that's what I'm doing. Full speed ahead. Okay, next right here, 4646, September 10th. There's a Twitter link. Was S.C. Mueller brought on to provide cover for illegal 44 spy op, plus 4 wall POTUS in non-attack political box. So I guess put Trump in a political box where he can't attack. Same thing with Flynn. If you know, he can't say anything while this court thing is still hanging over him. Though he's ready to tell where all the bodies are buried. Next, continuing. Seek and destroy. Loose incriminating evidence. So we're probably talking about Mueller's team. It was 30-some devices, telephones and everything. They had to turn back over at the end of the investigation and they wiped them. Remember, everything's not wiped. They think it is, but all of that's already been captured by the hammer. And all the intel is already being held by 17 NES. They know it. Seek and destroy, lose incriminating evidence. They never thought she was going to lose. Sloppy, right? So would they actually do that? Would they turn in the phones at all? They just said, "Oh, we'll just wipe them and turn them in." No, nothing to see here. Nothing digital is ever really lost. See. So yeah. Okay, next, 4647. The illegal spy campaign of 44 upstream collection went far beyond that of 45's the transition team. 44 Blenheim led plus FBI assist matter of national security. Next. Okay, 4648. So it's referring back to an older one. So this is about the one we just went over about Mueller and POTUS. So it's the very next one. So the Anon is asking about it. You always seem to post exactly when I'm most down. Hive mind. Thank you. God bless. Okay, so 17 NES replies, find peace, solace through prayer. There are good people standing behind you. Have faith in humanity. Have faith in yourself. Have nothing can stop what is coming. Nothing. God bless. 17 NES. Next, 4649. So there's a link for the New York Times. That's a Senate Intelligence Committee CIA interrogation report. Worth remembering. Infiltration and placement under 44. Let's take a look at this. Inquiring by CIA affirms it spied on the Senate panel. An internal investigation by the Clowns in America has found that its officers penetrated a computer network used by the Senate Intelligence Committee in preparing its damning report on the Clowns in America detection and integration program. So they were looking into those who are looking at them. They were being spied on, or basically oversight of the Clowns in America. So they were looking to see what they're finding. Very interesting. So I guess that happened under the last president. Okay, so here we go. 4650. This is from 1933. It's highlighting an article. Basically, in 1933, Hitler appointed Hermann Göring Minister of Interior. His first orders were to defund and eliminate police departments so that they would not be interfered with. His brown shirts, whose mission it was to riot, burn, beat up, and kill citizens in an effort to sway the elections. Wow, that sounds pretty familiar, doesn't it? The truth is right in front of you. Past playbook used today. Knowledge is power. 17 NES. Okay, let's go. 4651 history link. There's a link from historyplace.com and also Britannica. So let's see, what does it say? Fact checkers installed. Misleading information, deliberate intent to deceive, and anti-narrative. Anti-narrative. So they're basically already put the fact checkers in place for this purpose of policing the information they don't want. Okay, so the truth about history attacked, altered, reformatted, right? So this is the truth about history is attacked and altered and reformatted. So they don't like history. Why? Why? System of information control, narrative, population control, events then, events today, reconcile. So yeah, they don't want people to know, like what this is on the right-hand side, this picture. They wouldn't want people to see that, right? That's damning evidence. Okay, 4652. Here's a link here, and it says, knowing what you know now. So let's see what this is talking about. Let's go take a look. Obama opens NSA's vast trove of warrantless data to entire intelligence community just in time for Trump. Wow. That was from January 14th, 2017. So basically, here's all the ammo you need, right? That's what that's all about. Number 44, attacking number 45. The next one, so 4653, still September 10th. So we've got a bunch of links here. Okay, sensitive subject over the target. So let's look and see. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 links here. So let's take a look. I'm just going to click on them and get them all loaded here, so save some time and see what this sensitive subject matter is. And the last one. Okay, so what's this one? So this is from justsecurity.org. 17NES is a Nazi cult rebranded. See, you know, it's always name calling, right? That's all that they can do, and they do projection. What they are, they project onto their opponent. So now you know. You just rebrand that as MSN is a Nazi cult rebranded. All right, we don't need to go down that line too much. Just go see what the next one has to say. Okay, expert on genocide and anti-Semitic lays out the frightening parallels between 17NES and Hitler's Nazis. Wow, so they're really going all out. Here we go. And they're calling it a conspiracy cult. Enjoyed a major victory on August. So they're to get you set up and say, oh, they're winning. Well, it's good to know that we're winning. Let's get rid of... Again, I don't need to go in through all of them to realize what's happening, right? But we'll see where we get with this. So I'll read a little bit because it's still loading up. So 17 NES conspiracy cult enjoyed a major victory when on August 11th, far right extremist. Oh, there we go. Alternate support independent journalism. So no. How do I get over this? They probably turn off the ad blocker, probably. Hello. Yeah, that did it. Another more Nazi pictures. Interesting. There's the next. These out frightening parallels. So they're really going all out on this. Yeah, same article. That happens quite a lot. You know, exactly the same regurgitated information, right? Okay, this would be okay. 17 NES Nazism once a comeback anti-Semitism expert reveals parallels between NES and Nazism. And look, and that's why they're probably attacking this one, right? This is the one I said that, you know, oh no, this is a different one. There was Cube. I almost said it. NES .pub here. There's the other one. So yeah, they're attacking all of the places where this information is coming out and labeling it, you know, as Nazi. How predictable, right? Oh, look, same thing again, right? So repeated information on different websites. This is how they spread the information out. Okay, this would be the last one. Frightening parallels between, there we go. So it's all about making the connection. And look in this picture, they're showing with Confederate flags, right? This is the thing that they now connect it to Confederate flags. All right, well, you know, talking about a different thing there. They're not even clear themselves. All right, sensitive subject, over the target, I must say. They must be worried. Okay, the next post, 4657, is referring to this last one we were just talking about, over the target, and this other one where it's drawing the where we're showing the correct collection, parallelism that's going on between them in the past, right? It's their side that is they're doing it. That's the projection, right? Well done. Well, here's a YouTube. Let's see if it's still in existence. Let's see what it's talking about. We'll see. Maybe it's there, maybe it's not. 21-second video. Let's see, what is this? Obama civilian security. It's got almost 2 million views.
We cannot continue to rely only on our military in order to achieve the national security objectives that we've set. We've got to have a civilian national security force that's just as powerful, just as strong, just as well funded.
And may they all be wearing brown shirts, in other words.
We cannot continue to rely only on our military in order to achieve the national security objectives that we've set. We've got to have a civilian national security force that's just as powerful, just as strong, just as well funded.
Okay. So let me just say, stop there for a moment, because I remember when this actually happened, right? When he gave that speech, and I'm the first thing I'm thinking about, well, we have militia. They're strong. There's a lot of them, right? And so what is he talking about? I'm sure he wasn't talking about the militia, but now we know that it's, you know, remove the police and put Black Lives Matter in charge. Remove the police and put Antifa in charge, right? Make them your new police force. You got to get rid of the ones that are loyal to the people and replace them with others. That's what this is all about. let's go back here. Next, 4655. We got another 3 links here. Why are Ds providing a safe harbor, safe zones for Antifa to operate? Coordinated. Read the playbook. Okay, well let's see what the playbook says. So yes, we've been talking about this. That they have created these safe zones so that they can be, even if they are arrested, they're picked up and let loose. Biden's campaign officials are bailing them out, right? So they say whose side they're on, right? Oh, here's Andy No. All right, well, let's see what Andy has to say here. Okay, let me pull that up.
Want change. We all have the opportunity and the obligation to create change. We all want to focus on the fundamental issue at hand, justice for Black people and all people of color. That's why, as police commissioner, effective immediately and until further notice, I'm directing the Portland Police Bureau to end the use of CS gas for crowd control. I commend the preliminary work that the Oregon State Legislature...
Oh, we don't need to even hear anything else from him. Okay. Disarm the police, right, is what that's all about. Defund is one thing. Disarm them. Taking away their peaceful means, or I mean, not peaceful, their non-lethal methods of controlling crowds. Sending tear gas to break up and disperse crowds is unpleasant, but does not kill them. But if he removes this, what are they trying to do? They're trying to create a situation where the only thing that they have left is deadly force. So this guy is a traitor. Next, let's see what the next one is. This is a Fox News, Portland financial recognition technology ban. So facial recognition technology ban. Portland enacts most stringent facial recognition technology ban in the U.S. So they don't want these people to be identified by the upper, what they can be seen without their mask, right, over their eyes, for example. So again, keeping these people safe from being taken out. So because they are being hunted down by the Trump administration. They are using this advanced technology. I don't think he can ban it from space. And this stuff is used from space. And you'd be surprised at how much they can actually see. Nothing has to be directly above you for them to see. The satellite can be off on the horizon and look at you directly in the face. Just saying. All right. Hundreds of Portland protesters will see their criminal cases dropped as the DA announces they're planning to recognize the right to speak. So again, these people are all traitors in Portland. Portland is being used as their test case to get rid of, how to flip a whole city and then the state. That's what this is about. Okay, next one, 4656. So it's referring to an older post from that we already went over. So that was so again the safe harbor for Antifa. So the Anon is asking about it and saying complicit, right? What does complicit mean? It's an adjective associated with participating in a questionable act or a crime having complicity. Adjective associated with or participating in an activity, especially one of questionable nature. So these riotings and these things are all questionable, right? Nature. You can't. They're peaceful protests or they're riots, right? So they're questionable. So these officials are complicit. They are just as responsible. Okay, renegade. Noun. A person who deserts a party or a cause for another. So they were Americans. Now they're supporting this other group. So all those people, those officials, the mayor, the chief of police, all of them are now not Americans. by their own actions and by the 14th Amendment have no constitutional rights. Just saying. An apostate from a religious faith, adjective, or a like or like a renegade, traitorous. Yeah, they are. Okay, so next, 4657. Debates. Will there be debates? That's the question. Okay, number one, Biden camp will find excuse, reason to terminate. I find that's likely. Number two, Biden camp will provide questions ahead of time. If they have to go through with it, as they have no choice, right? They'll get the questions ahead of time and they'll prep him, right? Number three, Biden camp will be provided the questions ahead of time and assistance in the form of special communications device. So they're going to speak into his ear, right? Or give him a teleprompter, maybe, a teleprompter that's in a contact lens. And so he sees it in front of his eyes, so you don't even know it's there. That technology does exist. So 4658, FBTWIT. What is that? FBTW. Oh, Facebook and Twitter using DARPA. Provided software to censor and restrict picture content using matching. Think reverse image. Upload to one to find, locate all. Cycling 5 seconds. 5S. Adapt and overcome. So both Facebook and Twitter are using DARPA-provided software to censor and restrict pictures. So these are memes. Content using matching, right? Think reverse image. Right? Think a reverse image. Upload one to find, locate all. So they can, if they can find one, they can find all, right? By doing some sort of matching technique. Adapt and overcome. So 4659. Again, talking about this last one we just said. So Anon is saying easiest way to recrop an image slightly smaller or slightly larger. Another is to adjust pixels within the picture as one black pixel usually fools software like this unless it's more advanced. And 17 NES says more advanced, so their software is more advanced. The DARPA software is more advanced. Consider a black corner box 20%. Insert top image left, right. Sniffer cannot distinguish at this time. So what are they talking about? That's this right here, these images. In the next post, so 4660, talking about, how more advanced. So this is what they're talking about. This is, these 4 squares will take up 20% of the image, total image capacity, right? So if you were to put them in a row, straight row, right, it would take up about 20% of one image. And if you put 4 corners in there, that wouldn't look like any other image, right? It'll be like they can't lock onto it, right? Same thing as if you did this, right? Same thing if you actually move these images to other spots on here, it would basically create a problem for any software looking at the image. They wouldn't be able to match it to others, except others that had this exact same thing, right? One is sufficient at 20% of total. All right, so what's next? 4661. Again, this is all about the camouflage, right? Remember the doctors that appeared to talk about hydrochlorine? That other malaria medicine and how good it was, and they were standing up for the other doctors around the world. They got censored to all back and forth all over the place, ridiculed, went after. I put up the video and I put like a octagon image across the entire video. It kept it up for at least 2 weeks. So it worked for a period of time. All right. So, okay. So what is it saying? So 2 to 4 days, they will deploy centralized picture frame approach next. Instructions to follow, modification. So basically, they're going to adapt, right? So given this information, how much time do we have before? So basically, we've got 2 to 4 days to use this kind of technique to fight them with images until they adapt the software. So this is, again, blow by blow. This is we're in the trenches now. This is the fight. All right, next, 4662. Okay, I'll talk about the centralized picture frame approach next. Would a 17 in the corner do the same trick? Negative, artificial insertion. So basically, if you put something artificial into the image, it doesn't look like it's part of it, the software will ignore it. Four corners direct center approach. Now, they told you how to do it. Follow that. All right, for at least 2 to 4 days. All right, next is 4663. Talk about the same issue. This is a back and forth conversation what we're having. So now the Anon says, so a circle within a square. All right, he's pushing the button here. So program 17 Anonymous is replying. Program hits 32 identifying structural points. If 20% of those points fail to hit, program passes as safe, 5 by 5. So what they're saying is if 20% of the image is not matching the stuff that they're looking for, all black, right? They can't do it. And it's separated into, it's not just one big black square in the center or on the side, right? They're separated. So they can't, if they total everything up, it's missing enough information, 20%, that it just passes. It can't be the same image, right? So that's what they're looking at. It's just a numbers game. Next, 4664. There's a link. Fox News. Excellent. 17. You should ask, as should every American. So let's see what this link is all about. So Fox News politics. I'm reading the URL. Dems playing DARPA-funded information warfare tool to promote Biden. Wow. All right. So Dems are playing a DARPA-funded AI-driven information warfare tool to target pro-Trump accounts. It doesn't seem to be right, does it? And an anti-Trump Democrat-aligned political action committee advised the retired Army General Stanley, get out of the way, McChrystal, is planning to deploy information warfare tool that reportedly received initial funding from DARPA, the Pentagon's secretive research arm, transforming technology and originally invasion as a way to fight ISIS propaganda into a campaign platform to benefit Joe Biden. Now, how is that possible? Wouldn't that be election interference? That sounds like to me. All right, we get the picture here. We'll go on. How is that possible? Next is 4665 from September 11th. Tyranny, like hell, is not easily conquered, yet we have this consolation with us that the harder the conflict, the more glorious the triumph. Thomas Paine, The American Crisis. That's true. So it's a hard fought fight that we're going through, but we are going to win. 4666. This is holding up a story from Channel 2 News, CUTV. Arson. Right now, there are 14 confirmed fire spots. All started with 1 to 5 a.m. Saturday morning. These were intentionally set fires, not caused by dragging chains, abandoned campfires, etc. U.S. Forest said. So, yeah. So, see something, say something. So, if you see a fire, say something. If you see someone setting a fire, let's talk about it. Right? You gotta shout out. 4667. There's an image. What is this image? Looks like the fire image that I was showing you yesterday. So Raptor Public 2D. So looking like a lot of fires. Yeah, these are just reported fires. How so many fires? Right, I guess is the question. Again, it's set. They're being set. That's what we're being told. They're being set. It's like part of the warfare. Burn it all down. That's what they want to do. So 4668. Okay. FBI from Portland reports that extremists are setting wildfires in Oregon are untrue. Help us stop the spread of misinformation by only sharing information from trusted official sources. Well, you're not trusted. That's the problem, right? FBI in Portland and local law enforcement agents have been receiving reports that extremists are responsible for setting wildfires in Oregon with our state and local partners. The FBI has investigated several such reports and found them to be untrue. That's interesting. So here's that Twitter link. So what about all of these? So 17 NES has several links here, so let's start looking at them. Eastern Washington woman arrested for starting fires while crews work to fix fall and power lines. So Spokane police arrested a woman for allegedly starting fires in eastern Spokane while a crew was trying to fix fallen power lines and put out electrical fires on Monday. And an officer was responding to a fire call by Magnolia and Riverside. There have been several fallen power lines that day, so we went to investigate. So who's dropping the lines, right? That's the question. Instead, he found glass and a pallet on fire outside of a business with no way he could have started outside of arson, according to police. A few blocks away, the same officer spotted another fire in an alleyway. Next, an old oil drum in a garage and some trees. And an officer called the police fire department who put out those flames. So yeah, so this is, again, burn it all down. That's what we're looking at here. We'll go look at the next one. People are out there doing these things, right? They've been saying so as well in their marches, right? Burn it all down. So this is getting their own narrative, so people get in their idea. That's what they're going to do. It's programming. Arson suspect arrested after allegedly starting multiple fires in Spokane. All right. So I think we got the picture here. We won't go through the others. All right, so September 11th, so 4669. Okay, what is this one? We got two more, so we'll take a look because we only have the links to go by. So this first one is a Twitter account for Trooper Ryan Burke. We got another one. Great job, Trooper Morsfield. A pedestrian decided to match light the grass as a SR-512 and SR-7. Citizens observed and alerted by 911. So basically, they got busted because someone said something. So see something, say something. Next. Okay, we got 18 viewers over here, just saying. It popped up on the screen. Hello, everyone. All right. And this is court rules. A defendant must disclose phone password to police and prosecution and first ruling of its kind. align this a little bit more screen up here. So Trump lawyer Rudy Giuliani says President could take the Fifth Amendment and Russian probe. Well, this is from a while ago. This is October.
That doesn't mean they know anything.
Mayor, if the president's done nothing wrong, as you say again and again, and he tells the truth,
he hasn't done anything wrong, George.
I know, and if he tells the truth as you would advise.
Anyway, we'll skip this one. It's going too slow. All right, next. Okay, signal.org. This is 4670. It's just a link. Let's see where this takes us. Okay, speak freely. Say hello to a different messaging experience. So I guess there's a reason to use it. Now, personally, we've been using Telegram. I know the technology of Telegram. For the most part, it gives them a big headache. So let's keep using that. Okay, 4671, Anonymous is saying, this is Kevin Koch. Remember when I said, wake me when there are indictments or arrests? Well, a solid DOJ source told me to set my alarm clock. I said, I believe it when I see it. Durham report. Heads up. Timestamp in, what is this? SETST. I don't know what that stands for. Let's take a look. Going to this. So maybe you're just talking about a time zone, maybe. So I guess there's something that's coming our way. Are they going to be the big arrests at this time? No, I don't think so. I'm gonna just like this. Kevin, what was this? Was it Kevin Kleinsmith? Was it? Or anyway, he was the guy that changed the email to get the FISA warrant. So he actually doctored an email. Okay, what is the timestamp here? Well. Let's go on. I'm not going to play on the timestamps because I don't know how to find the actual one easily. All right, let's go next. 4672, talking about another tweet here from Randy Mola. Signal became one of the top 10 most downloaded social apps in the iOS yesterday for the first time, according to the data from App Annie. Last time Signal download ranked nearly as high was on the day after Trump inauguration. Yeah, that's interesting. Signal since day one. Did they know? Signal became one of the top 10 most downloaded Signal apps in iOS history for the first time. So it seems like the deep state is getting on Signal. The Patriots are on Telegram. my own little twist there. According to the from App Annie, the app often sees spikes in downloads during tumultuous political times, but the last time Signal downloads ranked nearly as high as on the day of President Trump inauguration. Let's look on that. So coordinated. So that means everyone says, okay, go download Signal because we've got to talk there. Analyze downloads. Protest riots. Start 60 protest riots. Coincidence? Yeah. So everyone there is using Signal. I heard that before that the writers are using Signal. So 4673, Antifa.com redirects to Biden's donation page, similar to Black Lives Matter redirecting you to the DNC, right? So these are obviously organizations that are from their parents, right? Biden and the DNC. You know, they are burning down America. So this is the party that wants to burn down America. So this is pretty funny. So 46, 47, 46, 75, and what about any others? Okay, all right. So these two, just listing James Comey treason and John Brennan treason, you know, many, you know, times, just going on and on and on. You know, this is a 5 in a row, 5 in a row, 5 in a row. Well, that's interesting. These are all 5 in a row. James Comey, oh, that's interesting. So maybe there's 5 counts of treason for James Comey, and Brennan has 4 counts. Maybe. Hard to say. Anyway, that's, again, September 11th is a good time to talk about that. September 12th, next day. So painfully obvious, another Twitter post. So let's take a look at what that says. We are at a loss of words. Deputies and Corbett Fire responded to a small brush fire in the 1700 block of Northeast Brower Road in Corbett at 3:52 p.m. Neighbors heard pops and saw 6-foot flames in the forest. Using a shovel and water, they were able to put it out. Deputies found fireworks. So using fireworks to set off fires, looks like. Yeah, that is obvious. Painfully obvious. So 4677, next one. Talk about a Facebook post from Cast. Some of you still think we're not being under attack. I found this individual walking in my property as I was driving in, and he had were some matches in his hand. Walked him out of my property at gunpoint, and then when he got to some asphalt ground on the main road, made him lay down for a while the cops arrived. Had my husband been there, he would have been dead. He has got multiple warrants, one of them being for assaulting a police officer. So good, they busted this guy. Really, not organized, right? They're not organized. Well, you know, I think that's, you know, some organization. I don't know if it's a lot of the times when 17 NES is talking and he puts a question at the end, it's really a statement. But in this case, it might be a question. I could take that both ways. You know, like randomly going around and setting fires is probably not the best thoughts, but there's going to be a lot of that from their group. Okay, next is 4678. So it's talking about an anon is saying from the last bread. 17 anon. I'm in Oregon City, Clackamas County. Level 2 evacuation. Terrified. Fires raging everywhere. I've been posting you here for about 2 weeks about these fires. It is real. The rednecks around me are on alert. The others are completely brainwashed. There's no hope for them. Their eyeballs are no longer connected to their brains. Like 90% of the people are hopelessly brainwashed by the media. Stay safe, be vigilant, was the reply. Next, 4679. Arson is extremist. And looking at a post from Justin Weaver. Never in my life did I think I would witness a domestic terrorism attack, especially right behind my house. We heard fireworks, walked out and saw a giant flash, and then a whole house engulfed in flames. A random car firebombed it on Jennings, and I pray that the family got out, trying to keep my wife and daughter calm while quickly loading what we could to escape was hard. Watching suspicious cars full of people slow driving up and down the street while trying to load, hopping nothing is thrown at us is terrifying. I hope no one else has to go through this, and whoever's doing this is just stop. Whoever's doing this, just stop. Don't. Do you really want to murder innocent families? Everyone keep your head on a swivel and watch your street neighbors for most important project to protect your family and everyone you can. So see something, say something. Be vigilant. This is war. This is not a joke. This is, it's not said lightly. We're talking about this for a while. Though because we repeat it, don't be complacent. Don't be soft in hearing the words, because it is a war. And people will end up dead because of it. Next, 4680. Let's see. We're going. Oh yeah, we're almost. We've got another 5 to go. 6. So how the money flows from BLM through Account Blue and directly to the Deep Party interest, including Biden. So this is how much is going there. Biden for president, 120 million. Interesting. Yeah. Next to Bernie, he got almost twice as much. Okay, start here. Black Lives Matter. Click donate. It takes you here, which is Account Blue. Who is Account Blue? All right, secureaccountblue.com. Powering Democrat candidates, committees, parties, organizing, and C4s around the country. Deep Party funding. All donations to Black Lives Matter are routed through the Democrat-only funding organization. 100% of Black Lives donors are Democrat. 100% of Black Lives Matter donors agreed to power Democrat candidates, committees, parties, and organizations with their donations. What percent of Black Lives Matter donations auto-route to the Democratic Party? I wonder what that is. What is the percentage? 100%? I wouldn't be surprised. Deceivers, welcome to the Deep Party con. Right? So this is basically a big con job. The whole thing. All Black Lives Matter. Everything. George Floyd. All of it. Remember, Obama had a picture of George Floyd stylized on his website as a tagged image that was done 2 weeks prior. So it was date stamped. When you make that so it always is available at the same link, you make it available and it's a separate URL for that one image. It's date stamped. That image was created 2 weeks prior. The whole thing is a con. Exclusive data shows that half of the 2019 donations go to Account Blue, so it's 50% go to the Democrat Party. All right, next. 4681, September 12th. Anonymous put this up. What is this? Near zero results. Gotta be blind or a shill. Okay, I'm gonna blow this image up, see what we can see what this is about. So FBI chain of command for the mid-year investigation. So who's been fired and who's remaining, right? So it looks like they're mostly all have been fired or removed. So draining of the swamp continues, right? Oops. Go up the entire thing here. Okay, 4570. So we're showing 3 people in this image. So it's Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, and Giselle Maxwell, all with an X through it. Attempts to normalize will fail. Who will be next? So normalizing pedophilia is what he's talking about there. It's going to fail, but they're all in. So 4683, an anonymous is talking about, here's the Netflix. Social industry must be suppressed, as should be the media complex. These people at Netflix need to be arrested right now for putting that out. Just as they would arrest anyone who had that on their computer. Okay, referring to an old post here, 1623, Netflix is trying to normalize pedophilia. Susan Rice joined the board of directors of Netflix. You have more than you know. 17 Anon NES said to us. Okay, last 2, so 4684. Nothing can stop what's coming. For God and country, patriots is in this image. It's a great image. Next, and the last one, 4685, Pennsylvania. This is the last election, what the amount of votes that went. So basically the breakdown is independents is 42,000, Republicans 75,000, 91,000 Democrats. So what are they talking about here? So MSDNC, the country's divided, and Dementia Joe currently is talking early stage dementia medication is leading across the board. How do you amplify a desired theme narrative? MSDNC controls what you see, digital echo. Twitter, Facebook, Google control what you see and what trends, digital echo. Hollywood stars swarm to enforce trend echo. Blue checkmark swarm to enforce digital echo. Antifa swarm to enforce non-digital echo. Rage and emotion followed by those indoctrination, not indoctrinated, echo controlled. Define indoctrination. Indoctrinate. To offer repeated an idea or belief to someone in order to persuade them to accept it. So continually bang on them with the same words. Tell a lie often enough until people believe it, in other words. Next, grab rage and emotion, organized platforms, by indoctrinated and projects as majority. So you basically project as a majority that these people, everybody is this way. Everyone thinks this way. Well, you should too. And that's what's going on there. So next, grab rage and emotion, organized by indoctrinate and project majority, zoom and enhance, narrow focus as mainstream. System of control. Many choose the path of least resistance. For many, you cannot tell them the truth. You must show them. Only at the precipice will people find the will, strength to change and break the system of control. Be free. 17 NES. There we go. And again, this is number 17 alerts.app, but it's that letter, not the 17. And there's a little notice here. Movement is growing at an insane rates. You may get 503 errors right after the 17 drops because mass amounts of people worldwide hit our servers all at once. Just wait a bit, try later. Where we go one, we go all. I'll just do a quick refresh, see if anything else came in. 4685 was the last one. Okay, that we're still. Why does that look different? Oh, the image didn't come up. That's why. There we go. So it took a while for it to load up. All right, we're good on that. So let me look back for how we're doing in our chat. Okay, with 16 viewers. And let's see, good morning every day. I have to listen to you sometimes after you post the next day. It gets late. I understand. I get it. All right. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining me here for these Q posts. This is there I went again. 17 and NES posts. It's so easy to slip back into those old habits of using the letter. But we can see how important this is right now. This is what we have to do. Everything we can right now before the election. And it's going to get tough after the election. It will. Be prepared. I told my daughter, get some stores of food. 90 days worth. 90 days worth. Get an electric generator. Do whatever you can to be prepared, to sustain yourselves. You know, if there's any way for people to be any more prepared, you know, even my daughter got a firearm. If I would have said to her 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago, get a firearm, never would. But now they're armed. This is something because the government's apparatus that's supposed to protect the people has been taken over by infiltrators that by the 14th Amendment have no rights, constitutional rights. They are acting to sell out California and everywhere else in the country for their own reasons to the Chinese. We call it to the deep state. That's just the one arm of this, you know, octopus. Chinese is a very big arm, but this is easy for people to grasp. That's why there's been this focus against China by the Trump administration. If you want to say who's been the adversary from the beginning, it has been the communist. That's why I pointed out that Glenn Beck did this one on Karl Marx and the evil that it actually was intended to create. This is what we're facing in the world. We're facing evil. It's not a comic book evil. It's not a story, you know, on the Sci-Fi Channel. This is evil. You don't have to think about it as, you know, a devil in a pitchfork jumping around in a lava landscape as evil. You don't have to think of it as, you know, witchcraft or anything else that's happening, even though that is part of it. You don't have to think about it that. You don't have to think of it even as an evil spirit that invades people. It can be part of that. All of it can be that way. Just know that there is this sickness that develops like a cancer. And in the video I did about the worldwide civil war, us versus them, someone that is a good person takes that first step to the dark side, and they get engulfed in it. And before long, and everyone in their community is all doing the same thing. The path of police resistance is also the path that gives them power, money, unusual sexual experiences, you know, drugs, and the idea that if you get to be the elite, you can live forever, and you can become God, whatever that means to them. So we are fighting this battle. Always the problem, and I also put this in the article, they want to come out into the light. And this is their time to come out into the light. That's why they want to normalize all these things. They want you to accept them for who they are. And if you don't, they will kill you. Kill you dead. So we have to realize that this is evil we're fighting. We have to grab it and wrestle it to the ground, put it in chains, and cast it into the pit. Figuratively or literally, doesn't matter, but we've got to do it. Take the steps now. Do what you can. Until tomorrow, please subscribe. Please give positive feedback, give likes, and share this video a couple of places. Come on, we have a few hundred people that are watching these every day, at least 300 or getting up to 500 some over a week, 800 even on one of them from last week. So we're touching a lot of people. Share it. Share it. Ask people to subscribe and to share it as well. We got to wake up people. So these are things we have to do. So please share it. And then let me know that you did it. Just send me a little note in Telegram. Say, hey, I shared your video. Hey, I shared your video. Hey, I shared your video. Let's make it a daily occurrence where we share it. Make a commitment to do that for all of us so that we can break through, so we can make this information push out. Let's make that move. So please do what you can. And also donate. Donation link is down below. Does seem to be working. All right, until tomorrow, we'll see you then. Bye-bye for now.